Welcome, everyone, once again to another edition of Bobo with Zach with Crisis in the Toyverse and Diamond Select Toys. I am with the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the ultimate sign of power. What you see is what you get, and what you don't see is even better yet. Zach from Diamond Select has joined us. Zach, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, sir?
Oh, just enjoying the dream, playing around with the action figures, getting ready to talk about some great Diamond Select products. So I'm all board for today, if I could stumble through that. We have a lot to talk about, so I want to just jump right in. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I didn't see much post coverage of it from folks, is I want to talk about your guys as being at a New York Comic Con this year. How did everything go with that, and what was the experience like for you and the rest of the Diamond Select team?
I think things went pretty well. It was definitely interesting because there was a mask mandate and everybody had to be checked for their vaccination before they went in. But otherwise, it felt like a regular convention. The aisles were a little bit wider, a little bit more open space, and not a lot of the big publishers were there, Marvel, DC, that sort of Image, that sort of thing. But I think people had a good time. There's a lot of stuff to be seen. And we had a lot of traffic through our booth, which is great. We brought in some advanced copies of the Invincible action figures, which are still, I think, on a boat trying to get to us. But we sent over a few cases, and they sold out real fast. People were really excited to get them. We had our big life-size Invincible action figure there at the booth. Everybody was taking pictures with him. And we had our life-size Darth Vader and R2-D2 figures as well, the jumbo Kenner-style figures. And we had a few new things on display, and we announced a few things at our panel. I had a good time. Got to see some people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was good to get back together with them.
That's awesome. I mean, everybody in the photos looked very happy. I mean, obviously, people have masks on, so you can't see people smiling, but everybody looked to be in good spirits. I thought it was cool that you guys, like you said, you had like the giant Invincible figure there. You had, Darth Vader and R2-D2, like you said. And people were taking pictures and stuff. I saw it on social media. It looked very cool. It looked like you guys had a nice flow of everything going on. And it was nice to see you guys at that event. Because, I mean, as you said, there wasn't a lot of people there. But it was nice to see you guys show up and do what you guys do best.
Thank you. Yeah, it was interesting to be, I don't know if I want to say maybe we were one of the larger companies there, but I think for a lot of people we were, which is it's nice to be the big fish in the pond every now and again.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just fun to see, and I just wanted to touch on that because, as we all start sort of trying to do the convention thing again with everything that's going on. I just came from a convention here in Colorado this past weekend. That was interesting just because I didn't know what to expect going in. So, and I saw everybody, like for our convention at the Fan Expo, everybody was really polite. Everybody seemed to be having a good time, staff, and everybody was just all on board. It was nice to just get out and do stuff again.
Yeah, this is our first show since New York Toy Fair of last year in February. So it's been a year and a half since we've had to do anything like this, more than a year and a half. But I'm hoping that things are even more back to normal by next year when we do San Diego and New York Toy Fair in February again.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a blast. Another thing I want to point out is I saw Chuck. He did a couple of Ask Chucks during the event. You guys pumped those out really fast too. So that was nice to see, to get some more information. And as always, people, I always encourage you, head over to Diamond Select's website over at diamondselecttoys.com. And it's always a great place to see what's going on. And then the Ask Chuck segments are always really good too.
Yeah, that's something we tried out for the first time this year. Him answering questions while he's at the show, so people who weren't able to go up to him at the show and ask him questions could ask him questions. I think it worked out. We had a bunch of good questions and ran a few, and then we had a few that we didn't answer online that we answered at the panel. But yeah, there was some interesting stuff revealed at the panel, and his Q&As are always very interesting because he's kind of a straight shooter, and so he'll tell you no if the answer is no, but if the answer is yes, very often he'll just come right out and say, yeah, sure, why not?
No, actually, I don't think I've ever met Chuck, to be quite honest with you.
I will have to introduce you at New York Toy Fair. Absolutely.
Okay, deal. I've always wanted to. Just, you know how it is at Toy Fair. You're like, you got all those appointments. You're going in, out. You're trying to get everything wrapped up in this nice little bubble, and then you're like, no, I got to go somewhere else. You know, it's, I don't know. Toy Fair's crazy, but Toy Fair's fun. You know me already by now. That's like my favorite event to go to. So, but enough of the convention talk for the moment. Why don't we talk some select action figures? How do you feel about that?
Sure, whatever you want to talk about.
Fantastic. I like it. I like it a lot. You sent over some images, and I'm going to go ahead and pop up the first one now. Avatar. Avatar's been doing really good as of late. There's a lot of great photos going on. Are we going to get to Series 5?
Series 5, I just sent you pictures of. That is Zuko in his Blue Spirit Ninja outfit, and Uncle Iroh, which is our first Uncle Iroh, and might be the first Uncle Iroh figure, well, a particulated figure anyone's ever done, as far as I know. So we're excited to be getting him out there because he's such a fan favorite character. And I haven't watched the whole series. I've watched, all season 1 and part of season 2, and so I haven't even seen him get to his really full on like kick butt self. But I'm looking forward to it because I hear really good things.
Yeah, Avatar is something that I go in and I watch. I go in and see what's going on with it. Like, I slowly digest it. I love the figures. The figures are amazing. They're fun to photograph. They're fun to mess around with. They look cool on a shelf too. There's just something about them that they have this unique presence amongst all the other superhero stuff I have and all the nostalgia stuff I have, because I didn't grow up with Avatar, so it's kind of nice to see something that's different on there, and I think that it really appeals to a lot of different people.
Yeah, it's an amazing fan base. I went to a panel again at New York Comic Con where they were talking to the voice of Zuko and the voice of Korra from Legend of Korra, and they do a podcast, and the place was packed. The line for the panel was like around the floor. Most of the people didn't even get in. I felt bad that I was in and they weren't. But they did a giveaway of figures and to a packed house, and it was a really amazing to see how strong the fan base still is, even though it's not on the air anymore. But apparently the creators are working on new stories, so that should be interesting to see. Yeah.
That is interesting to see. And I got to say, I'm very happy to see Avatar figures still being made by you guys. I know we talked about it last time, but there's other companies doing McFarlane figures, or, well, McFarlane, cat's out of the bag. They're doing figures too, but you guys have your own stuff that you're doing, and you guys just keep rocking and rolling with it. And I appreciate the fact that you guys continue to give that same love to the sculpts and the design, and even with the articulation. So they're coming along quite nice. I can't wait to see what's in store going forward after this.
Yeah, I haven't seen Series 6 yet, but the designer, Eamon O'Donoghue, is really great, and the sculptor, Richard Forrest, is really great. They're really great at capturing the personality and the feelings and the facial expressions of the characters, which I think they do a great job. I think they're doing a better job than other people in terms of capturing those likenesses.
Yeah, no, they have a nice animation style to them, but at the same time, they look like an action figure, and I mean that in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. But they look like what they're supposed to represent is basically where I'm getting at, which is nice. You know, you have both worlds blended together to create something that's pretty cool to mess around with.
Yeah, the gallery dioramas that they're doing are also really nice. We put out 3 so far. We did Aang, Katara, and Zuko, and we're working on a Toph too. But they're very cool, very dynamic, lots of element bending going on in them. They're really nice pieces.
Yeah, the pictures I've seen from a few of them have been really nice. They have that nice, they capture, I don't want to say like a scene, but they capture them using the bending effects quite well. They make for a nice display piece. So that's very cool to see. And then let's see here. Other anime select. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is still in the pre-order phase. I know we had the SDC set that, was it the SDC set that came out first?
Yes. We put out that box set with the dojos where it unfolds and you can see the Cobra Kai dojo and then the Miyagi dojo. And the figures that are coming out are the same figures, but they come with additional parts and accessories and stuff like that. So you got some hands in that San Diego set, and you got some support stands, but you get more with the individually packed figures. And then we also have that exclusive Eagle Fang Johnny Lawrence figure that we're doing. Another show I need to catch up on.
Oh, really? Where are you at on that one?
I think I am almost done with season 1, so I'm way behind.
You liking it so far? It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. It's I've seen all the Karate Kid movies, but I gotta admit it was never like my favorite. You know, like oh man, Karate Kid is my stuff. I love that. But I always enjoyed the movies. So I don't have like the crazy nostalgia feels watching the show that maybe some other people might. But it's William Zabka. It's always good. It's just good to see him working again.
Yeah, no, I always don't think of him from Karate Kid. I always think of him from Back to School first, because I think that was the first thing I ever saw him in.
Back to School is the best.
I love that. That's a great movie.
We need action figures from Back to School. That's what we need.
Yeah, Burt Young as the limo driver in figure form.
Robert Downey Jr. as whatever his name was.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even try. And I forget the other guy's name. I don't remember really seeing him in too much else as a kid growing up.
Yeah, the son was also in Christine, which is what I remember him from.
Yeah.
He was a main kid from Christine.
Well, see, there you go. I think I've only seen Christine like twice in my life.
I think I've only seen it once, but the long story short is Rodney Dangerfield needs more action figures.
Yes, I agree. I know we got that awesome Ed somewhere over there.
Yeah, we have the Vinimate.
We have a Vinimate. But yes, we need like a 7-inch scale Rodney just to like photobomb other figures and do stuff. Let's make this happen, folks.
Yes.
So those all look really good. Do we know shipping? I know everything's going crazy right now with distribution. Everybody's suffering across the board. Do you think at the end of this year, possibly, or are we looking at maybe the beginning of next year? I'm not going to put your feet to the fire on this.
Yeah, I want to say that Cobra Kai Series 1 might be out by the end of the year.
Okay.
Because we had the figures done for the San Diego set, so anything additional was really just packaging changes. So I think those might be arriving by the end of the year. I'm not sure about a lot of stuff because of all the delays out of China, but it's very possible we'll see those by the end of the year. Stuff started freeing up, some more stuff is coming through. We just got a big shipment to the website, so a lot of stuff is in stock there now that wasn't before. And we're getting a few things each week going out to comic shops. I think there's like 4 items that ship this week, 4 items next week. Usually it used to be like we'd get like, maybe we'd have some weeks with nothing, but we'd have like 8 or 9 items coming out at the same time. Mm-hmm. But not as much this time around. Yeah, no, things have changed, and I know some folks get really upset and whatnot, but the truth is everybody's trying to get product into people's hands. It's just a process into that, and I think more and more people are starting to understand that, as opposed to last year when everybody was in a state of chaos, if you will. Yeah. Moving on from Cobra Kai, we have the
Marvel Select Scarlet Witch from her appearance in WandaVision. You recently had some photos on your Instagram account messing around with her. She looked like a lot of fun. She looks beautiful. You guys have just been on fire lately, as the cool kids say. I discovered this phrase like a couple years ago. So, but you guys are like firing on all cylinders with Marvel Select. It seems like the community is just really got this new love again for Marvel Select beyond its dedicated fan base.
Yeah, we made some of the Legends collectors sit up and take notice with that Titanium Man we did, and with first with the Hulk, the Immortal Hulk. A lot of people were really excited about that one. That one sold out immediately. We're making more of them. Titanium Man didn't sell out immediately, but he sold out pretty quick. Once people realized how cool he was. A lot of people weren't feeling the character choice when he first was announced, but I think they're enjoying what he can do and what he looks like, and just he's
fun to mess around with. He's a solid figure. Him with that Iron Man, that Select Iron Man. Beautiful.
Yeah, people like that Select Iron Man too. I don't even have one in my hands. I hope to get one eventually, but it's definitely gotten a lot of good reviews, that one as well. And I'm a big Iron Man fan, and that was like my era of Iron Man. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one of those. And now Scarlet Witch. And Scarlet Witch hits, I want to say the 10th, November 10th. I stole the one out of the display case at New York Comic Con, and I took her home, and I shot her like on the ball field at my local high school. I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of a cool, like small town kind of thing to do. And but she's got some great accessories. She comes with a couple different hands, and she comes with a couple different energy balls she can hold, and then like one that she can shoot, and then one that she can like generate between her two hands. It's a little tricky to get them to fit in, but they're really lightweight, and so you can get her to hold them pretty easily if you just get her fingers in the holes and stuff like that.
Oh, very nice. I saw the promo images of the effects, and I love the design of the effects. It's nice. Other lines, they sometimes recycle the same effects for quite some time, and so it's nice to see you guys always try to get the most out of your accessories. So she's packed in with a lot of cool stuff. She looks fantastic. Probably one of the best likenesses I've seen you guys do on a figure. She just came out like stunning looking.
Thank you. I've seen some mixed comments on how she came out in terms of likeness, but I think it is really pretty solid. I think the paint is good. I've seen at least one repaint of it where someone went in and did it again, and they did a great job, amazing job. But I think the basic paint job is really good. And I guess some people are on the fence with us in terms of our likenesses, but I think this one definitely came out really good.
Well, this is what I always say: if you don't like it, just move on. There's enough plastic out there. People can enjoy what they want to enjoy. I think, as a collector, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, you look at her, you know who she is right away. It's good enough. I've seen horrible face sculpts and I've seen great face sculpts. So this leans on the great head sculpt side. So I think you guys did a really good job with this one.
Thank you.
But there was another Select piece of news that I think kind of flew under the radar until some stuff was sent out about it and people spoke up about it more. We're getting apparently a new Marvel Select Apocalypse. Can you confirm, deny?
Yes, confirmed. People have been asking for one for a long time, but we actually couldn't, for various reasons, make one for the longest time. But now the stars have aligned, and we showed off art by I apologize. I want to say that it's art by Yuri Tming, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyway, it looks real nice, and I'm excited about it. And I think it's going to be like 8.5 inches tall, if I heard heard correctly. So it's going to be a good size figure, and hopefully everybody who's excited about the art likes it, and hopefully everybody who's not excited by the art grows to like it, because it's I'm sure it's going to be a great figure. It's very classically styled Apocalypse, which I think people have been wanting. When I collected Marvel Legends, I had that really big Apocalypse.
The big one?
And I thought the design was fantastic. I liked it better than the later ones they made in a regular scale. But I never understood why he was so big. I guess I didn't read enough Apocalypse books to know how big he could get. If we could, if it's going to look a little bit like that one, but more in scale to, what he should look like with other characters, then I think people will be happy. So fingers crossed that I say fingers crossed that everybody in the world is equally happy about Apocalypse, which will never happen. But
No,
I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be happy. So I'm always like, fingers crossed everybody will be happy. But no, not everybody will be happy.
No, not everyone will be, but once again, the general consensus, it seems, based on, what I've seen online, granted, that's just a portion of the audience, seems to really like it, Occasionally they like to get in their digs on the Select. I'm like, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this new Apocalypse figure. But regardless, I think it looks really cool. This kind of came out of nowhere when I saw it pop up on my feed, and I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be cool. Like, I know the X-Men Select community is always dying for more stuff. They're like chomping at the bit for more stuff. So this is going to be a nice addition to not only that team, but heck, even maybe like Cable and stuff. Like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see what people do photography-wise.
Yeah, I'm going to have to dig out some of my X-Men figures because every time we do 3 or 4 of them, people are like, when are you going to do more? And it's like, okay, we just did like 3 or 4 of them. We'll do more at some point. And we do have some other ones in the works, I think, some other X-Men. But I look forward to having some Cyclops facing off with the Apocalypse images going on.
That would be very nice. And then do you think by Toyverse we'll probably maybe have more of an update on him?
I hope we'll have a painted sculpt by then. I mean, that's 4 months away. Okay. 3 months away, I guess. So, I imagine we'll be there. I think we've already started sculpting, I want to say. So hopefully we'll have an approved sculpt and then approved paint and something we can show at New York Toy Fair in February. And hopefully a couple others also. I don't know what we're going to solicit between now and then. But we do have a couple others we're working on. We have a couple of Disney Store exclusives we're working on, which obviously won't be at Toy Fair, but they'll be they might be shown off before then, depending on how things are moving along with shipping. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, hopefully everybody in the world likes exactly what we're doing.
Hopefully. And then finally on the Select front, just last week, the Star Wars Select line making another round again in 2021 after I'm going to say good success from Boba Fett and Darth Maul. We got another figure, so that's always a plus. The Stormtroopers are impressive. I have a review on the site. I go over it. They are a lot of fun. They're a guilty pleasure because I've been waiting for 7-inch Stormtroopers to army build. And I don't know if that's a smart economical decision, but they're still fun to mess around with. They got tons of accessories and stuff. I know we can't get into details of what else is in the pipeline, but I just want to say this line is very economic friendly in terms of its release schedule. Whenever I tell someone about the Select Star Wars line, I always begin with it's usually only a couple releases a year. So it's very friendly on the wallet. Is this going to kind of be the trend we see with this Select line going forward, or do you guys want to try to produce more? I know there may be limitations on how it's distributed, but I'm going to shut up now. I'll just let you talk about that.
Well, in terms of distribution, we're definitely only doing it for the Disney Store. In terms of how often, I think once we get into a rhythm and once we get the new packaging, because it is new packaging, we had to move from our Select packaging to our Deluxe packaging. So once we get the Deluxe, the design of the Star Wars Deluxe packaging down pat, then hopefully it'll be a more regular release. I think the next figure, which is original trilogy character, I think it's still. I think it's all finished up and approved. It might still have some revisions to it, but I'm not sure exactly when we're looking to have that one out on in stores. Well, on the website. So that'll be. I mean, that's definitely a 2022 item. I'm just not sure when.
Gotcha.
So there's at least that one more character in the works. I think we have 2 more characters in the works. One is original trilogy. One is not original trilogy. I won't get into too much detail, but I know that there's at least a couple figures in the works. So hopefully we'll have more information about those early next year.
That will be fun, definitely. And like I said, folks, I don't have a packaging handy because I'm downstairs in the toy room, not in the review room. It makes me sound highfalutin. I'm really not. It's really not the case. I promise.
I'm in the toy wing. The toy wing of that mansion.
Nothing like that. The new package. I should have showed it in the video, and I apologize. But the packaging is very beautiful. I know some people are a fan of classic Diamond Select packaging. Others like to complain about it at random. But this new packaging is more in the new fit, and I think people are really going to enjoy not only the size difference, but the presentation on the packaging. Very well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's from what I actually don't have the new Star Wars packaging in hand at all, not even in the other wing of my house. But it looks, what I saw from the 2D designs, it looks like it's really nice. So I'm excited to take a look at it in person.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Beautiful packaging. So I think that kind of does it for selects right now, unless there's anything else that you know of or you can get into at this time. I tried to cover just what was on pre-order and what's been running hard still.
Did we talk about Lord of the Rings at all?
We did not. I know Series 2 is out. Series 3, some people got them. They're on their way over here, folks, for those who didn't get them from one of the big e-tailers. So I know Series 3 is on its way. Series 4 is still up for pre-order. How's everything going with that line? Because the response has been pretty much universally a very well-loved take on what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think the common consensus is the figures are getting better. I like the first 2 figures, Legolas and Gimli, very much. Some people wanted to see more articulation on Legolas. We had to make some cuts there, but we've added the articulation back in for Series 2 with Frodo and the Nazgul, and Series 3 for sure with Aragorn and the Moria Orc. And they're very articulated. They have a lot of double joints. They're really nice figures, and yeah, you get to finish Sauron with Series 3, so that's got a lot of people excited too. Series 4, I have a physical copy of Gandalf, like production, and he's great. He's a really good looking figure. I don't have a physical copy of the Uruk-hai yet, which I'm very excited to play with. Because it has a lot more interchangeable parts and different weapons and things like that. It's got that big hook sword, which is really cool. And I hope that those will be out, pretty early next year. I don't know that we're going to have them by end of the year, Series 4. Gollum, the Deluxe Gollum, is definitely early 2022 because I know we just finished up the packaging on him. He's going to have kind of special packaging, not the regular, Deluxe.
The 2-pack set with that was the San Diego set, right?
Yeah. So we did him as a 2-pack with Frodo, and we're gonna do him solo with this big rock. And it's a really good looking. It's a really good looking figure. I haven't had a chance to play with the SDCC version, but I'm looking forward to messing around with the Deluxe version. And he comes with additional accessories too, so you can get the knives for Legolas, and you can get an axe for Gimli. I'm not sure. You might get some extra arrows as well. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I know that Golem. I when I took it out along with the Frodo, they were fun to photography outside in the summertime. They looked really good. The light hit them well, and they were fun to mess around with articulation. I almost lost little Gollum on his boat. It actually floated. I was actually impressed. I didn't know that was like the big mystery going to the park that day. I was like, is this going to float? But it floated. It went down the stream, and then I had to chase it before. I was like, I'm really playing with fire here. Why am I doing this? But I had to do it because that's who I am. But very well done. A very well done 2-pack set.
No, thank you.
And then, I wanted to mention, it was nice to see the cloth goods on the Sauron for his cape.
Yes. I don't think until somebody pointed it out, I forgot that we had actually shown him with a non-soft goods cape. But soft goods are always nice. And it's a big cape, so it's a lot of plastic you don't really have to use. And since it's sort of a tattery cape anyway, you don't have to make it look real nice. So it's easy to do a cloth soft goods cape on a huge evil monster who doesn't take care of his clothing very well.
Well, this is very true. He is not the most dapper person in Helm's Deep, but he definitely gets the job done. I thought that was a nice addition. I know you guys don't typically dive into soft goods too much, so it just, when I opened up the packaging, I was like, oh, they did some soft goods on this. That's pretty cool. Like,
I guess we don't do it a lot, do we? I'm trying to think of other things we've done that have fabric in them. We did a flag for Spider-Man Far From Home, but it's tough to think of other things that have fabric on them. We did some Nightmare Before Christmas figures that had soft goods. The 25th anniversary series, where they were I forget what scale they were, but they were all cloth costumes, and we did the larger dolls too. But no, we haven't done a lot of soft goods since we did the Mego lines that we used to do, Star Trek and the Marvel Mego style lines that we did. I shouldn't say Mego, the 8-inch cloth retro style figure. But yeah, we did a few of those different Marvel sets that were a lot of fun.
A lot of people liked those sets, so they were really sad to see those not go as forward as they did.
It was a tough product because it needed to be $80 just contractually, and so we tried to put together a package that we thought was definitely worth $80 per character. So we came up with a different costume idea, and it some of them did okay. The Deadpool sold great. Punisher didn't necessarily sell so great. Thor, even the ones that were, it was a toss up between doing ones that were like the original figures, like Thor and Spider-Man, and ones that were all new and had never been made in Amigos, like Punisher and Daredevil, I guess. So it was a toss up of we were trying to figure out which way to go with it, and I think just not all of them sold as well as they could have.
Such is the way it goes sometimes. But everybody who seemed to have those, anybody I talked to, they spoke pretty highly of that line. They really enjoyed it. So there is something to be said about that, folks. Is basically what I'm getting at. So now that we've covered action figures, why don't we talk about some of the statues and busts, at least on the Marvel side right now, that you guys got up for pre-order? I think the first one that comes to mind is the Spider-Man animated line. We got 2 pre-orders up right now. We got Mysterio and Doc Ock. Are we still moving forward with those beautiful pieces that are very affordable and very animation inspired?
Yes, those 2 figures, I'm not sure how far off either one of them is. I'm pretty sure Mysterio is relatively close. Doc Ock is probably 2022 def for sure. But we've had we were also working on some a variant of Spider-Man to do in the future. But as far as I know, we're going to do some more bad guys for Spider-Man, and we're going to do some more heroes for the X-Men line, animated line. So more X-Men for your team, and more hopefully more villains for Spider-Man. I haven't seen the new designs yet for Spider-Man, but as far as I know, we're still moving forward with more characters from that.
Awesome. And on the X-Men side, I know the Storm's up for pre-order right now. She looks beautiful. Very well done. Very, very cool looking.
Thank you. Yeah, no, she came out really good. And a lot of people were asking when we would do Storm once they saw who we were doing. And some were sad that we did Deadpool first, but we wanted to, make sure people were paying attention by putting a Deadpool in there. Yeah, no, I think the order. I haven't seen the orders for Storm yet, but I'm sure they'll be great. And Gambit just came out, or at least is just about to come out. I'm pretty sure. I think it's just arriving at our web store. And we've got I think we're going to be doing a Disney Store exclusive bust that hopefully everybody can get off of shopdisney.com. And yeah, there's a lot of characters in the works.
Awesome. That's always good to hear. And then I know at San Diego, or not San Diego, was it New York Comic Con? You had the Deadpool bust, the mini bust. In his gray suit, or was that last year?
That was the exclusive. That was not animated style. That was the comic style, but it was a variant on the red costume Deadpool that we're doing for that line. It's a line of 1/7 scale comic based busts, and we did first was Dr. Doom, and then Iron Man, which just came out not too long ago, and then Deadpool, and I think that's all we've offered in that scale so far, the 1/7 scale.
Are the zombie ones done in that scale too? Or
the zombie ones are 1/6 scale.
Okay.
They're kind of technically Gentle Giant limited products, where we have a 1/6 scale line. We're doing we did a Carnage, we did a Cable, we did a Ghost Rider, and now we're doing Zombie. We did Zombie Deadpool for San Diego, and now we're doing Zombie Doom for New York, and then a Venom. There's a Venom coming out that's going to
be that's the big one with the tendrils coming out of the base a little bit.
He's kind of materializing symbiote wise out of the base. Yeah, it's a cool looking piece.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Interestingly, that piece was designed and sculpted by the same team who does the 1/7 scale pieces, but we're doing it at a 1/6 scale, just because we did a Carnage at that 1/6 scale, so we wanted to make them be a good pair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but the
folks,
designer is
folks. They care.
Yes,
they care about having everything lined up.
And that's Nelson Asensio did the designs, and Juan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Juan Pitluck, who did the sculpts, and they're both very talented.
Oh, awesome. I think moving on from those, we have the. What are they? They're the animated, they're very kid. I forget what this line's called. I should be better at this.
We call them animated style, but they're based on the artwork of Scotty Young, who does variant covers for Marvel. But we call them animated style to differentiate them from the animated busts. We got the animated busts, and then we have the animated style statues. And we just solicited Mighty Thor, I think.
Yes, I have Mighty Thor, and then the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Jane Foster Thor, Scarlet Witch, Apocalypse is still coming. I'm trying to think who else is still upcoming, and who just shipped. I don't think we've shipped anybody in a little while, so I think there's Nightcrawler is still coming too. So we have a few different ones that are still in the works. I'm not sure if we're ship dates for any of those really, but Nightcrawler would be the first, I think, to come out.
Oh, nice. Those look very cool too. They look like they're fun. They seem like they can fit into almost any sort of display you want to put them in. Like if you want to have them at your office or at your desk, they would look great there. They'd look great behind, a case or something. They're very, I don't want to say non-intimidating because that's a silly way to describe a statue, but I don't know. I think they're fair priced and they're fun to look at.
Yeah, the price isn't too bad. They're smallish, but the price isn't too bad. And we've done a lot of different characters, and a lot of those older characters are still available. On when we bought Gentle Giant Limited or assets of Gentle Giant, we bought inventory, and they still had some inventory of some of the older ones. So if you're interested in the older ones that haven't been out in a while, like Magneto or Star-Lord or Squirrel Girl or Spider-Gwen, a lot of those are still available on the Gentle Giant Limited. .com and DiamondSelectToys.com websites, but it's they're fun little pieces. They're great even if you don't collect anything else. They're great standalone pieces. If you can get a whole bunch of them together, they're even cuter. The cuteness multiplies exponentially.
Just don't feed him after midnight.
Yeah, don't feed him at all. And I interviewed Scotty Young about it not too long ago, and he's a really nice guy, and he was like talking about which ones were his favorites, and yeah, it was fun to talk to him.
Very cool. That's nice. You guys, how long ago was it you solicited that? I think it's a premiere statue or a milestone of the Miles Morales Spider-Man. How long ago was that?
We did a premiere collection like over a year ago. I think it came out several months ago. But we have a gallery diorama based on the video game that's upcoming.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking.
It's really cool. He's kind of mid leap, and he's like firing firing a thing out in his front of him, and he's got like a charge up in his other hand. He's got it's a really nice piece. It was on display at New York. It's a gallery diorama, so it's PVC, $50. It's a really good looking piece based on the game, like I said. But we have other Miles pieces. We have that premiere collection statue that we did. We did one comic-based gallery, two comic-based gallery dioramas. One of him is a variant of the Spider-Man where he's standing on the ball at the top of a tower, and one is him on webs slung between two buildings. But yes, we've got a few different Miles things, and we're doing a bust of him too. We did a regular bust of him where he's got his hands up here and he's firing two. If I can make it see my. Yeah, he's double firing his
web shooters.
Webs, yeah, and then we're doing a half translucent version. We did it for San Diego, and that should be shipping pretty soon. Again, a lot of our San Diego items are still on their way here, but that one's a really cool looking piece where it's translucent from like the chest down.
Very nice. Speaking of gallery PVC pieces, since I totally fumbled that ball, you had two additional pieces that I thought looked stunning. One of them was that Nova. I can't believe that's a gallery PVC piece. Based on the photos I've seen, that thing just amazing looking.
Yeah, it's a good looking piece. I'm not a huge Nova fan. I've read very little New Warriors or a classic Nova. I've read Annihilation, and that's probably like my most Nova exposure in a long time. But yeah, it's a really beautiful piece. And some of the one of the Nova fan sites was making sure that we were putting it out. I would get an email from pretty regularly saying, "Make sure that comes out because that's a really beautiful piece." So that's that I think we have pretty good orders on that too. So I wasn't sure how it would do because he's not an A-list character yet. But I guess the Nova Corps did play a part in Guardians of the Galaxy. Now that I think about it,
this is true, but still, I mean, you can't deny when you look at the photos of that image, like that's a stunning piece. Like if you're a statue collector, like that's really nice, like and affordable too. That's the great part about that line. It's affordable.
Yeah, no, they're good looking pieces. They're statue quality. They're really the sculpts are detailed. The paint is detailed. It's not any of that simplified for budget purposes. It's they're really crisp pieces, and it's just they're made out of PVC, which means they can be $50 instead of $150.
Yes, we like this stuff. We like saving money.
Yes.
And then the other piece that you solicited a little bit ago was the scroll. That's another nice piece. That came out really good too.
Yeah, that was designed and sculpted by Paul Harding, who's a really, really talented guy. He's pretty big on social media, so if you find him, he shows off a lot of stuff all the time. He's always doing his own interesting designs for 70s style Marvel characters, and I don't think the scroll was part of that, but it certainly fits in with a lot of his other designs in terms of classic looks of characters, classic Marvel. When I heard we were doing one, I came out of left field for me. I didn't know that we were doing it, but it's a really good looking piece, and I'm a sucker for any character that wears purple, so I'm all for it.
I dig scrolls. I always have. There's something about them that's just so fun and so creepy and so interesting from a storytelling standpoint. So yeah, no, it's a beautiful piece. I definitely dig that. So before I go into our Star Wars discussion, because I definitely want to cover that,
Mhm.
I wanted to talk about something that maybe doesn't get brought up that much. Well, it does, but to various degrees, is the Minimate and Vinimate discussions. Um, what's going on in the world of Minimates?
There's a lot going on, actually. We just put out the first sets of Transformers Minimates and GI Joe Minimates, and those have been amazingly well received. Just really, really high marks from a lot of people, which is great. We are solicited Series 2 of Transformers just recently. GI Joe, that wasn't a Series 1 set; it was just a free comic book day set. But we're going to be doing Series 1 and 2 with some new characters pretty soon. I'm not sure when we're soliciting those, but I think in the next month or two. And then we just shipped Transformers Minimate. No, I'm sorry, Marvel Minimates Series 81, or we're about to ship it. So that one should be out, I think next week. I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week, but I'll double check that on the 10th. And that's a really good looking wave. I've been taking some pictures of it. It's a lot of fun. It's based on the Dark Phoenix saga, so it's all X-Men based.
Oh, nice.
And other than that, we've got some other Minimate sets that we're looking at. Right now, we're already talking about what Minimate sets we're going to do for San Diego Comic-Con next year. We are working on some exclusives that we're going to offer on the website. And yeah, some previously unreleased Minimates are actually going to make their way out to retailers pretty soon. The originally slated for Walgreens were Deadpool and Logan movie Minimates, and I believe those are now available for ordering for regular retailers. So if they're interested in carrying Minimates, then there's a really cool assortment of movie Minimates out there that has those in it. So they can tell your store that you're interested.
Absolutely. You know, the thing about the Minimates that I personally find so fascinating and amazing is just how diverse that line is in terms of characters. We've talked about it before. It is the most diverse. I don't think the only people that come close are Marvel Legends in terms, and you guys still got them beat.
I hope so. They've been catching up pretty quick lately, but and they've made a lot of characters that we've never made. But I think we've made even more characters that they've never made. So I think we're still ahead. I think technically, but yeah, with Series 81 is and that's 81 series of anywhere from 6 to 8 characters, and that's not even counting Toys R Us waves, which had more characters, and box sets. We've done so many box sets over the years for web comic stores as well as other exclusive retailers. Walgreens had a whole animated style wave series that went on for 12 waves. So I think we're at, I don't know if we're at 1,000 characters. We're definitely at over 1,000 Minimates in the Marvel line, and if you count all the lines, it's a few thousand. So it's a lot of little figures. I'm a big fan of Minimates, so I didn't even mention Power Rangers. We're going to be offering the Power Rangers Minimates.
Oh wow! So this is news. Like Power Rangers are going to get the Minimate treatment. They're going to join the likes of all the other diverse Minimates that we just got to talking about. They're going to be joining the Minimate family. That is awesome. I know people have been clamoring to see what you guys were going to do with the Hasbro stuff. So this is another example of, we got Transformers, we got GI Joes, and now we got Power Rangers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're looking to do an exclusive. That Series 1 is up for pre-order in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then we're going to have an exclusive set, I think, for San Diego. But I'll have more information on that in the future.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. I'm sure the Power Rangers fans will be happy, and I'm sure the Minimate community will be happy to have those guys interacting with a lot of different stuff going on. So yeah, I look forward to seeing the photos.
Yeah, hopefully they react to the same with the same enthusiasm they did Transformers and GI Joe. Some people are calling the GI Joe Minimates like the best Minimates ever made ever, which is very high praise. And the Transformers ones, a lot of people are really enjoying them, and Series 2 looks like it's going to be even more fun. So
very exciting. And then with Power Rangers, I mean, you got a whole other world, just like with GI Joe and Transformers, that just opens up in terms of what to make and what to design. Like, this is going to be very exciting. Like,
yeah, right now Series 1 and 2 are focused on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but I guess there's a possibility that once we've made enough characters in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we might move on to a different Power Ranger series. I don't know what the next one would be, but I think we're going to focus on MMPR for now.
Well, even if even within Mighty Morphin, there's just so much stuff. Like, I'm not like a huge like Power Rangers guy. It wasn't me. It wasn't part of my thing as a kid. There was a kid down the street growing up that loved Power Rangers. So in order to play with him, I had to wait till he was done with Power Rangers, and then we could play and do stuff. But all the monsters and stuff, I'm just thinking like, just so many options.
Yeah, a lot of big monsters. Rhino Blaster,
the Zords.
Yeah, all the Zords.
Yeah. Let's hope it takes off. Let's hope people get their pre-orders in, because this could be fun for the community at large.
Yes, definitely place pre-orders. We're doing them as box sets for now, so it's easier to pre-order a box set than it is a 2-pack, which is part of a case assortment. But you can pre-order through your local comic shop or on our website. I believe everything's going to be listed up on the website new.
Awesome. And then in terms of the Vinimates, I know we have the Godzillas that are the 2-packs, I believe, that are still rolling out. Are they still rolling out?
As far as I know, yeah. I don't know where they are exactly in the process, but I know that we are definitely still doing them. I don't know for sure when they're going to hit. And I don't know that we have anything else Vinimate in the works. Oh, actually, that's not true. We do have some Vinimate stuff in the works. I should mention that. It's a new license, and I can't talk about it right now. But we're going to be doing. You're going to see some more Vinimates in the future, and hopefully, it's something you dig, because I know you love the Vinimates.
I do love the Vinimates, and that's no. But I get it. I totally understand. I am excited to see what's in store. It's going to be like Christmas. So I'm all on board with that. So I'm glad Vinimates are still going to keep going, because, you know, they hold a special place for me. I know I always say that, but they're fun. They're fun.
I can see them.
Let's go into Legends in 3D. We got some amazing pieces that have been solicited and keep coming along. Let me pull up my stuff here for them. Legends in 3D. Speaking of Power Rangers, that Red Ranger Legends in 3D bust looks amazing. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan. That thing just looks like it will have a great presence on a shelf.
Yeah, it's a really good looking piece. I'm with you. I'm not. It was a little bit after my time, I think. I watched Ninja Turtles, but then Power Rangers was just a little bit too late for me, because I was born in '77, so I was like 13 in 1990. But I appreciate it on one level, just because it's part of that Japanese Sentai team. I don't know all the words. I'll throw some out. Tokusatsu, I think, is what they're calling it.
You're doing better than me.
Super teams. I like that there is a history of that, but going back to like the '60s in Japan. But the costume designs are really cool too. So yeah, I actually met the actor who played one of the Red Rangers at New York Comic Con.
Cool.
So I got a picture of him holding it, and it was really cool to meet him. I think there were 2 people who played the Red Ranger. I don't know if he was the first or the second, but we're gonna make for the characters that did have two different actors. I think we're going to have for the Minimates, we're going to have two different heads for the underneath the helmet that you can have. So you can have
okay, then that will be cool. That way, people can
some people
choose
may
their
like
team.
Some people may like season 2 Red Ranger better than season 1 Red Ranger. That's understandable. But we're going to do more of the Legends in 3D busts too. I forget who's next, but we do have some more in the works. Absolutely.
That's
and
good.
Yeah, I love the Legends in 3D. I think it's a great line.
Oh, that's such a stunning line. Every piece is just, it's tailored fit for what it's supposed to be, and it looks fantastic between the display base that's integrated into the sculpts. And then once you get to the sculpt, just fantastic pieces. I know the, what is it? Is it Kato from the Green Hornet?
Yes. Kato. Yes.
That piece looks stunning. And I know you guys have a history with the Bruce Lee family. So this is kind of like pretty awesome to see that this thing is pushing forward and that it's up for pre-order. That this piece looks really stunning, especially with the domino mask. That came out really nice.
Yeah, no, it's a good looking piece. And we are working with the Bruce Lee family for likeness, and with the Green Hornet owners for the property. So yeah, we're going to make them look as good as we possibly can.
Absolutely. And the pre-order photos look fantastic. So get your pre-orders in, folks. And then on the Marvel side, one of the pre-orders I saw was the Green Goblin.
Yes, that is a new pre-order, Green Goblin. I think he was on display. I don't think he was on display at New York Comic Con, but he's one of the new pre-order solicits from this month, I think.
Okay. He looks very nice too. The pumpkin into the fiery base into the head.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm miming all this stuff out, but that came out really nice too.
Yeah, I love the bases that the designer Joe Allard comes up with for each figure, because it's usually something that ties into the story. Like Green Goblin, you got the pumpkin bomb. The Star Wars ones are all really, really clever. Like, Yoda's on like his house is the base. Pilot Luke is like an X-wing for a base. Trying to think. I think Kato has something from the interior of the Black Beauty. Green Hornet is not a property I'm wholly versed on, at least as far as the classic Green Hornet goes. But I believe it's from the inside of the Black Beauty, the console piece that's there at the on his base. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, he always does a great job coming up with fun things to build into the bases of the busts.
Very nice. And speaking of Star Wars Legends in 3D, recently the Yoda was solicited, or has it been up for a while?
No. That one was just solicited. We debuted it with Lucas on the StarWars.com site, and they were nice enough to promote that for us. So that just went up not too long ago. Before that, it was Pilot Luke. The TIE Fighter pilot comes out in stores, I want to say this week. I want to say this Wednesday, the 3rd. What else did we show at New York? We showed Classic Stormtrooper, which we haven't solicited yet. So that was a reveal there at the show. And then the First Order Stormtrooper. First Order Stormtrooper is upcoming. And we still have the Darth Vader's out, but we still have a hologram version of the Mandalorian that's coming out. And we still have Boba Fett, which is coming out. So we've got a few different ones in the pipeline.
Absolutely. And I mean, as a Star Wars fan, those pieces just really nice. Once again, encapsulating the character, the vibe. All those are just really wonderful. They have a lot of cross potential, is basically what I'm getting at. Like, if you're a fan of that character, they're nice pieces to pick up.
Yes. No, they're again really nice. You can collect the whole line and it'll be amazingly impressive, but there's just a great one-off piece to give to somebody who's a big fan of that character, or just to have, on your, maybe not on your desk, but on your mantle or something like that. They're really nice standalone pieces.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then speaking of Star Wars statues, I know Gentle Giant always has tons of stuff in the works. They're always pumping out stuff. What were I'm always so bad with Star Wars characters names. Who are I know in the mini bus line we got some new pre-orders that have come up since we've last talked. I know one of them's the guy that looks like the devil.
Yes, that's our Halloween exclusive offering. Last year we did Lax Sivrak, who was the Wolfman from the Cantina, and this is Labria. He has another name. It's very long, Cardue Sai Malak or something like that. But his alias is Labria, and he so we'll go with that. And he's the devil looking character. The Deveronian is his race. So he's up for pre-order now. I'm not sure when he'll ship, but probably early 2022. And then what else we offered recently for pre-order?
Let me pull up my stuff.
We did another Cantina guy. We did the blue Snaggletooth, who was based on the old action figure, the old Kenner action figure. We did, let's see, we've done some animated style ones. We did Bo-Katan from Clone Wars. I want to say Darth Maul from Rebels is still upcoming.
Yes, he's on the list of ones I had in the bus line. And then I think that was it that I took from the bus line, because I know some of the other ones are a little higher in price in terms of design and scale and whatnot. Like the episode 2 Padme. That's I forget what that one is.
That's a Premier Collection statue.
Yes.
Beautiful
piece.
Yeah, no, it's a really, really good looking piece. They did a really great job with her likeness. She's got the big slashes on her back from when she got attacked by the
what is it? The
Riku? I forget. It was a big
beast with
character. All the teeth. But she's a really good looking piece. What was the last? That Yoda and Jumbo 12-inch Luke Skywalker concept action figure were the last 3 solicitations, I think.
The Jumbo line.
The Jumbo line is very, very
quite
cool.
Fascinating. I first discovered the Jumbo line on Conan O'Brien.
Oh, yeah?
That's the first time one of his staffers had boxes. He's like, look at this guy. He's a loser. He's like, charity my butt. Like, he's collecting these. Like, and I was like, those things are so huge. I know they recently made a comeback again. I don't know if they were on hold or what the deal was, but they've started I know the Boba Fett sold out. The prototype.
Yes, it pre-sold out. I don't even think it's out yet. The Boba Fett has not come out yet. We did an exclusive Mandalorian for Big Bad Toy Store, like this first appearance Mandalorian. And then we did a regular new version Mandalorian for comic shops. We did an exclusive Grand Moff Tarkin for Entertainment Earth, and we did another concept figure. I thought we did concept Darth Vader, and that one's not quite out yet either. We just released a regular Darth Vader, like a glossy Empire Strikes Back Vader, but we're doing a concept Darth Vader too with the Ralph McQuarrie head, which is what the Luke Skywalker is going to be too. It's going to be him in the gas mask from the old Ralph McQuarrie designs.
Those will go nice together, and that artwork, those artwork pieces are always nice. I've flipped through books through the years, and I've seen them. They're just really cool.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a really cool line. We're going to do some more concepts, some more characters who didn't get the old Kenner treatment back in the day, like Grand Moff Tarkin. It did take a little bit of a slowdown for a little while when we were transitioning to taking over Gentle Giant, but we eventually got things back up and running again, and now we're hoping to put out at least a few a year.
Awesome. Like I said, you guys got so much stuff in the works. It always blows my mind. You guys are like, but you guys always do some amazing stuff. Is there anything else that I didn't cover that you needed to wanted to discuss or promote, or did we end up in everything pretty much in the pipeline right now?
Pretty much. Star Wars, we're doing an exclusive for the website. We're doing a 1/6 scale Darth Maul, realistic, but based on his appearance in the Clone Wars, the last season of the Clone Wars. And then we're going to pair it with an Ahsoka Tano 1/6 scale statue that'll come out at a future date. But if you pre-order the Darth Maul now, then you get to be first in line to pre-order the Ahsoka Tano later on. And let's see what else. The Invader Zim action figures. A lot of people are looking forward to those. Those are still coming out. They're still coming.
Still good.
Yeah. The gallery diorama just came out not too long ago, but the action figures are still on the way. I'm not sure about ship dates again. We're hoping, ship dates will eventually go back to normal, but we'll see how that goes. I know they just had a holiday in China not too long ago. And then early next year, there'll be the Chinese New Year, which will slow down production for a little while. And maybe that'll give us a chance to catch up with product coming into the port. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we're currently soliciting that's active that we haven't talked about. Avatar, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. I think we covered a lot of stuff.
We definitely did cover a lot of stuff, but I will say I always appreciate you taking time to stop on by. And like I said, I wanted to catch up because I thought it was a pretty big deal that you guys were at New York Comic Con, and it looked like you guys had a good time over there. So thank you for sharing that as well. If they need to know anything else, what's going on, the website, I would assume, would be the first good place, and then or social media first.
We have a blog on the website on diamondselecttoys.com. We have a blog where you can do Ask DST. You can actually ask the president questions, which you mentioned earlier. But also we have blog posts of like what's new pre-orders, including stuff that's on generalgiantlimited.com. So if you want to go there, you can see what's new there. But it'll also tell you about it on and the ship dates. There's a ship dates list on diamondselecttoys.com and on generalgiantlimited.com. The websites are a pretty good place to go. The social media, we show off pictures of stuff all the time. Sometimes we'll announce stuff there that's not, but usually it's also announced on the blogs. So either one is fine. But there's certainly a lot of information on the website. And most stuff that we have for pre-order is up for pre-order there. There's still a few things we're still working on getting up onto the new Diamond Select Toys site, which only went live earlier this year. And pre-orders only went live, I think, in the last few months. And otherwise, let your local comic shop know what you're looking for if you aren't interested in ordering online.
Absolutely. And like I said, that new website's still pretty fantastic. I went on it today. Still runs very smooth. Still looks wonderful.
Great.
Easy to navigate. So congrats to the team on that. So
thank you.
Every time I've placed an order, I've never really had any issues. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. As always, like I said, I appreciate you stopping by, and I look forward to talking to you soon. So with that being said, until we meet again, great googly moogly.